Welcome to the English news of Bình Phước Television, and with you now following are the headlines for today. Job fair links employers and job seekers. Bình Phước striving to ensure food security and food hygiene. President welcomes Cuban top legislator. Vietnam takes steps toward net zero emissions. As part of activities to mark the 33rd International Day for Older Persons, October 1st, leaders of Bình Phước province recently visited elderly citizens in local areas.
Chairman of Bình Phước Provincial People's Committee Trần visited 3 elderly citizens in Lộc Ninh district who turned 90 this year. She wished them good health and expressed a hope that they will remain ethical role models for the younger generations. Bình Phước Province now has 151 elderly people who have turned 100 and 500 that turned 90 this year, who have been visited by and received gifts from the provincial leaders. On this occasion, the leaders also asked party committees at all levels and local governments where elderly citizens live to take good care of them both physically and spiritually.
The Labour Service Center at the Bình Phước Provincial Department of Labour, Violence and Social Affairs held a night job fair on September 25th in Hưng Quảng District, attracting several local employers and many job seekers.
The fair provided information on employment, vocational training, and the labor market. Many employees and employers were able to come together. Given the layoffs by some companies due to the ongoing difficult economic situation, many workers have started information on unemployment insurance, social security, and possible career changes. Such information was also made available at the fair. According to the Labour Service Center, despite the hardships from the economic downturn, many employers seek new employees on the regular basis. For example, companies at industrial parks along National Highway No. 13 in the province are in need of some 500 workers.
Government agencies at all levels in Bình Phước province have been proactively implementing measures to improve the local food industry to ensure food security and hygiene, as directed by the Provincial People's Committee. Bình Phước attempts are expected to contribute to the central government's action plan on transforming Vietnam's food system towards more transparency, responsibility, and sustainability to 2030.
The Provincial People's Committee asked relevant agencies and authorities to review and complete policies, standards, and legal frameworks regarding food production, processing, and consumption. It also asked agencies to develop supply chains that use organic fertilizers and biological pesticides and herbicides to ensure a safe and effective food system. The province also seeks to enhance the management of local farming areas. The People's Committee directed relevant agencies to deploy codes of origin for all crops and animals being farmed within the province, apply digital management on local farm produce, and build ecological procedures for agricultural production. The province has also been building a program on developing its agricultural sector towards diversification and ensuring that nutritional needs of people in remote and disadvantaged areas are met.
Liberal member and president of the National Assembly of People's Power of Cuba, Esteban Leisure Hernandez, is paying a visit to Vietnam. During the visit, he will represent Cuban party and state leaders to attend the ceremony marking 50 years since Cuban leader Fidel Castro visited the liberated zone in South Vietnam in September 1973.
At a reception for Hernandez in Hanoi on September 25th, President Võ Văn Thưởng said this is a special occasion to review the tradition of cooperation and solidarity between the two countries. While affirming that Vietnam always exerts its utmost efforts to support and collaborate with Cuba, Thưởng agreed with Hernandez's proposals to encourage Vietnamese businesses to invest in Cuba, boost two-way trade, and create favorable conditions for goods of the two nations to access each other's markets. Hernandez, for his part, said Cuba always treasures and wants to deepen the special traditional relationship and comprehensive cooperation with Vietnam. Cuba hopes to learn from Vietnam's experiences in organizing and managing small-sized enterprises and also looks forward to Vietnamese firms investing more strongly in Cuba in the coming time, he added. The same day, President of the National Assembly's People's Power Cuba, Esteban Lasso Hernandez, visited the Vietnam-Cuba Friendship Dong Hoi Hospital in the Central Province of Quang Binh.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính hosted a reception for President of the Communist Party of Brazil, Luciana Santos, and its leadership in Brasilia as part of his official visit to the South American country.
The Prime Minister said, Vietnam advocates promoting global solidarity, as well as heightening multilateralism, including boosting collaboration with the Communist Party of Brazil. Luciana Santos hailed Vietnam's comprehensive achievements in socio-economic development, defense, security, and international integration, under the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam, headed by General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong. The two sides discussed measures to enhance the sound friendship and cooperative relations between the two countries across various fields. Receiving General Secretary of the Brazil-Vietnam Friendship Association, Pedro de Oliveira, and its members, Prime Minister Chin emphasized the continuous development of Vietnam-Brazil relations over the past 34 years. He expressed the wish that the association will back Vietnam and Brazil in the negotiations and signing of free trade agreements, an investment protection agreement, and a double taxation avoidance agreement, among others. Pedro de Oliveira and members of the Brazil-Vietnam Friendship Association affirmed they will continue efforts to promote the relations into a more practical and effective fashion.
The issuance of the National Plan on the Implementation of the Glasgow Leader Declaration on Forest and Land Use is another step taken by the Vietnamese government towards achieving net zero emissions by 2050.
Under the plan, the area of downgrading natural forests restored and upgraded is set at 10% by 2025. Meanwhile, the area certified for sustainable forest management is expected to reach 0.5 million hectares by 2025. Vietnam will perfect mechanisms and policies to promote sustainability in agroforestry production and consumption, and raise resilience of forest land to climate change. Efforts will be made to advance rural livelihoods by empowering the community, consolidating the land management system, and improving the multipurpose management of forests. The plan also aims to promote the access to and efficient use of domestic and international financial resources, as well as the public-private partnership in agroforestry production and sustainable forest management, and support local residents, especially ethnic minority groups.
19 paintings by King Ham Nghi were sold for $352,000 in total in an auction in Paris. Ham Nghi was the 8th king of the Nguyen dynasty. He reigned for only 1 year from 1884 to 1885.
Ham Nghi learned painting and sculpture techniques, and dedicated his entire life to intense artistic activities, as a painter and a sculptor, while exiled in Algiers. After the failure of movement against the French colonial rule, Ham Nghi was captured and exiled to Algeria, then a colony of France, in 1888. During a visit to Vietnam, grandchild of King Ham Nghi, Dr. Amandine Dabat, revealed that there are about 100 of his paintings that are still preserved.
That was 10 minutes of BPTV News. To watch the news again, you can download BPTV Go or visit our website and YouTube channel. Thanks for staying with us and see you next time.